Well, huh. Weird. Valheim. So, yeah, Snapmap just crashed on me. I picked up a invisibility pickup, and the whole game just fucking died. So yeah, I would say the same thing. Thank you. What up, my dude? Jack Spiker, Ultimate Doomer. What's up, guys? I am a higher level than you. We playing Eternal now. Yeah, we playing Eternal now. Yep, just because Snapmap crashed and I don't feel like loading it up again. I feel like just getting to a game, so yes. This is my favorite skin. Fuck yeah, dude! I love this skin. This skin is... The only thing I wish the skin had was a flaming head and a flaming blade. If it had those two things, I would love this skin even more. But it doesn't, sadly. I forgot to tell you that Invisic can crash your game has done it twice to me. That's fine. I pretty much did what I wanted to do anyway with Snapmap, which was show everybody what I have that I am working on, essentially. Hold on, let me turn up the audio because the game is quite loud. Or let me put down to 80 because, you know, at least so that way I can kind of fucking hear myself. Let's turn off the side notifications.
This is the only way into the most ancient part of hell.
To be fair, we have the same amount of stars. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about, like, getting leveled up on Doom Eternal a lot. Mostly just because, well, I'll tell you what, finding out there's, like, 48 prestiges really kind of killed the idea of grinding for me. That and just the over lack of content in general. Oh, Chris Prowler to begin with. I would not say this is a good start. Oh, I forgot. There's one other thing I need to turn off as well. That's motion blur. I put on motion blur when I play on my own just because I like the motion blur in this game. Did you know there's a second prestige in Doom Eternal? You what? What? What do you mean? I don't really have anything to show, I just have to make the Armor Baron and I'm done with that map. Then I make Erebus Reckon 4 and continue on with Astro Bravo Alpha and the boss.
Caution. Doomslayer sighting confirmed. Please save and exit your workspaces.
Oh! 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 Is there another zombie anywhere? No? No? Not at all? Okay. Cool beans. Did you know there's a second prestige in Doom Eternal? Dude, there's like, yeah, there's like 48. Yeah, there's a lot. There's like 48 prestiges. I'm trying to get some more extra light in here so that way I don't look like some fucking... Wait, I almost got it. Hey, that looks good. But yeah, there's like 48 prestiges. Honestly, yeah. I have to agree with Doomer. I've been playing this DLC over and over again, and Reclaimed Earth is my favorite level. It is. I love this fucking level. To me, it's the best one. You know what's really crazy about that, too? Is that it's the same thing with the Blood Swamps. There's something about the second level in every DLC that is just so fucking good. I don't know how to explain it, but Blood Swamps is the second level in DLC 1, which I fucking love. And then Reclaimed Earth, which is the second level in DLC 2, which I fucking love. It's my favorite. I don't know how to explain it, but they're my favorite ones. Oh, well, okay. I don't have anything to show, I just have to make the armor. I remember that. Wait a minute, no destroyer blade. I don't use the destroyer blade. It's just not. It's not for me, honestly. The charge is way too long for my taste. I'm more of an Arbalest guy. Yeah, more of an Arbalest dude. The boss already has a name, that being the IDMMW, Interdimensional Mass Murder Weapon. I have the general appearance in mind and size as well. Nice. Level layout and music. Oh yeah, the level layout is great. The music is awesome in this one. I mean, that's not to say the music isn't good, you know, in the other levels too, but this one has my favorite track, which that's also funny because Blood Swamps also has the best track in DLC 1. Let's see. Let's discuss more, but the whole has my favorite arena in all of the new Doom games. Nah, best track in DLC 1 is UC Atlantica, but Blood Swamps is great too. Yeah, UC Atlantica also has a fucking bomb-ass track. They're both fucking good. Oh. Alright, I kinda fucked that up a little bit. Oh, this is one of my favorite arenas right here. Let me rename stream name. Snapmap crash so just in play baby mode. Play baby mode? Alright, fine. No, I am not playing baby mode. Fuck that. I do not play. What is ultra-violence? That does not exist. The boss will be slightly taller than the tyrant and have no legs. It defies all logics of the universe. Alright, here we go. God damn. Oh, never mind. Do it. Plant, I am too young to die. Are you watching Hammer combo tutorials, Jason? No. In fact, that's funny that you should mention it. No, I just know how to use it very well. It's just practice and trying it over and over again. I've been playing the DLC levels over and over again, and I've been trying to incorporate the hammer into the combat a lot more. And yeah, like I'll hammer a Mancubus, or yeah, Mancubus twice, because you hammer him once and then you shoot both his arms off and you hammer him again. And yeah, so what you're seeing is not me watching tutorials. What you're seeing is me getting used to the flow of how to use the hammer in combat. I just use it, it's funky. This track has some FNAF song elements, if I must say. Well, shit, I guess I have to skill up! Oh fuck, I fucked up. Yeah, do not shoot an ice bomb on a stunned marauder. You'll get him out of stunned. I've made that mistake so many times so far. good God. Can you do the same with that? Can you do the same with ribbons? Oh, never mind, their HP still. Actually, no. You can to a degree, but you have to be a little... Oh, actually, you know what? I feel like you could, but I've never actually really tried that. I feel like you could, though. That's why I know that quarantine has all brought us to some downs. You have the downs! I'm joking. Wow, you bullied that Archer. Yeah, I found out shield bashing and being able to blood punch in the middle of a shield bash, it's just so good. It's a very powerful thing. Also nostalgia, Edong, or a meme beam. I love you, Ramos. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How you doing today? And yes, gaming. Gaming. You know, here's the thing about the whole Marauder being a joke thing. I definitely feel like they could make the stun a little less longer in him, but let me tell you this. It takes skill to be able to time that, because here's the thing. The hammer is on the D-pad. It's not like I whip out the hammer and then use it. I have to, like, take my hand off of the analog stick and then reach for the D-pad, which was already, like, two other, like, D-pad based... Yeah, there's you have this. You have the grenade thing. So even though, yes, it can come off as super easy, and it is once you get the hang of it, like, you can't make him into a joke. But being able to comfortably do that is not easy. It's a little difficult to do. Nah, I like the control scheme I have right now. Like, it's a weird control scheme, but it's how I prefer to play the game. That, and it kind of makes the hammer feel a little bit more rewarding, because I have to, like, get out of my comfort zone to use it. Gaming.
Attention to maintenance team. Please report to Gate of the Room Operations Center.
I thought there was a zombie back here. Huh. Bite Me is the Godstruck. Dude, Bite Me is awesome. He is unbelievably good at Doom. Emily, what's up? How you doing today? Hello, hello. Man, hold up. I'm really out of the shot of the camera right now. I need to change that. No, camera, just fucking do what I want. Yeah, that works. That's better. Nice, nice. All right. Okay, this room is actually one of the most dangerous rooms in the whole game, and I love it. I love this room. So fucking mean. Yeah, this room fucking scares me so much, and I love it. It's a possessed Pinky, and they're so fast! Ah! This is like my worst nightmare right here. Holy shit! There we go. Yeah, that room is my worst nightmare. A possessed fucking Pinky. And I love it. I love it. I love that room. Pinky is so cute because it's pink. Pinky will always still be my favorite demon. I love the Pinky demon so much. He may not be my favorite demon in this game. That goes to the Marauder. I love the Marauder to death, honestly. Oh, okay. There really should have been a bigger fight in this room. But you know, after like watching the stream yesterday that Hugo did, I kind of get where they're coming from with why the DLC feels a lot easier. And it's really just because they have to make sure that everyone can enjoy this DLC. And I get it, you know, I do. Unfortunately, I think the one news that I found to be sad was apparently Hugo did state that he knows about how people were like, well, make it so we're on like harder difficulties, make it so we're more demon spawn, and unfortunately, from what he described, it unfortunately seems like the game is not built around that, which that fucking sucks. At least the game engine in question is not built to be able to do something like that, which, fine, you know, that sucks. In game development, I understand can be a piece of shit, so I don't really blame him. Surprises me that you're allowed to chainsaw the stone imps. Honestly, I kind of thought they would, you know, not like to do that, but they do. Yeah, but I feel like I think you have to like get behind them or something in order to chainsaw them. It's a bit weird, but I don't know. Anyone happen to know who the giant dead maker was in the water? It was towards the end of the base campaign. Could have been the father. No, so, D-Bag Jack, well, the stream by the way. No, so what that is, Jack, that is the previous con maker that ruled before the con maker that you see in the base campaign. If I remember correctly, con makers can live up to about 10,000 years. And that was the previous one that ruled before the one that you see currently in the base campaign. So, throughout history of the of Urdak, there have been multiple different con makers because the maker race cannot live forever. They eventually die and turn into Cthulhu-like monsters. So basically, yes, it's kind of like a cycle. So every 10,000 years, I believe it's 10,000 years. If I remember reading the codex right, I know it's a long period of time. It's a very, very lengthy period of time. But yes, a lengthy period of time happens where con makers practically get recycled. It's kind of like presidents, basically. After a certain term, they cycle themselves out and new con makers come to play. And that's kind of what that was. That was a body of the previous con maker that was before the one you see in the base campaign. The father, we still... Oh, okay. We still don't really know much about him. And if what Davoth said was true at the end of this DLC, then the father is basically the Satan that, honestly, we really know. Whereas Davoth was God, and the father was Satan, pretty much. But it's kind of like this weird subversive role reversal type shit, where God was the one that turned into Satan, and Satan was the one that turned into the good guy type shit. It's kind of like that. At least that's what it seemed like. That's good stuff. I made me curious when I went back and played. Do we know if they keep them all? It was strange only seeing one, unless I missed the others. Well, considering the fact that we'd only really have gotten to see a little portion of Urdak as a dimension itself, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the other con makers' bodies are stored in other different parts of Urdak itself. Because that's the one thing, is that these dimensions have so many different areas that you can go to that I feel like that one that one particular one was just one housing area. So I'd imagine they have the other con maker bodies in other housing areas, possibly, essentially. Let's see. Yes, you can also go there, heads or keep circling them, and eventually they slow down, allowing for a chainsaw. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll have to try that. The father is God. It's weird. So, because apparently the lore, they did it to kind of fuck with us. So, originally the idea was that the father was God and that Davoth was Satan. Let's just put it in like the simplest of terms possible. But during the Dark Lord fight, Davoth basically tells you that no, it was actually the role reversal. Davoth was God, and Davoth created the Makers, which the father was born from, essentially, making Davoth God and the father Satan, if you want to put it in that kind of, like, loophole type shit. That's kind of what's going on here, is that everyone was lying to the Slayer, essentially. Urdak Mesa level win. Oh, I still like your headset. Thank you! Although sometimes they just aimbot you with a shield, so I don't know. After playing the campaign again, I was pretty into it. Story was throwing me off, but I wouldn't mind seeing more Urdak. I like TG Part 2 more than Part 1. Not a big Doppelganger fan. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I like Part 1 a lot, but something about Part 2 really clicks with me. I don't know what it is. It's not that it's easier, it's really just because, like, I like the way Part 2 is. You know, there's something about Part 2 that Alright, you know what? Yeah. That's for punching me multiple times and not allowing me to fucking get the glory kill. Oh, come on. That was really sloppy. Careful.
The gate of Divoon is offline. Please reschedule further tests until power has been restored.
Subject Doom Eternal. Yeah, that Spectre Whiplash was just smacking me back, just not allowing me to glory kill the other Spectres, so I said, you know what, this is what you get for doing that. Oh, kind of fucked up there. Oh, first Prowler? Yep, you definitely need to go. Fuck, I am not doing good in this room. Nope. Alright, where's that carcass? He needs to die. I can't have a carcass running around. There he is. Alright, change on. Alright, now I gotta take care of that. What's it? Okay, get that. Alright. There he is. Alright, restart. Cool beans. Alright. Yeah. This room can get pretty gnarly. I still need to practice this room, because this room does catch me off guard sometimes. Alright. I love hearing critical damage, I know. Alright, this time, let's actually do good. Let's not do bad. Thank you, meat hook, for not working. Nope. Oh, carcass needs to go. Yep. I'm not having that fucking carcass running around. Fuck that. I gotta kill that other... Okay. Gotta wait for... 1, 2... Nice. Alright. Cool. fuck? Alright. Fuck out of my way, Hell Knight. Everything is just trying to stop me from glory killing. Nice. Unfortunately, the hammers do not work on the possessed. I wish they did, but they do not. Oh! God damn. Holy shit. Just like critical levels of skill. See, even someone like me will still die. You know, that's why I always restart, because it's like, you know, I'd rather get the full glory of doing the thing without dying if I die. That's why you see me load checkpoints a lot when I get, I lose a life. Play THE1. Yeah, I love it when they say critical damage as well, it's really nice. Wait, why do you use extra lives in the first place? I don't know, I just collect them. Just to collect them. No, Jason has taken critical damage on his skills. Never destroys the sled and shield, by the way, on the Doom Hunter. Yeah, but I've noticed that it doesn't stun him 100% of the time. That's why I don't really use it on him that much. Hey, Lazuli, what's up, man? How you doing today? The end of both the Slayer Saga and the Jared Crash Saga. Oh yeah, because he's not doing Snapcasts anymore. Working on art, Snapcat business. I'm doing good. I got all my homework done. I get to focus on THU. Nice. And that includes the Erebus Reaction Saga. All right. By the way, what level would you guys like to see me play next after this? Like, because I feel like I want to do a Dark Lord run real quick after this. But if there's a level that people want to see me play, I'll play it.
The Dark Lord is there, waiting for you.
The Dark Lord is here.
He will not allow the city.
Terrace Nabad. Oh, Terrace Nabad. Mars Core.
Fight to the end.
We got Terrace Nabad and Mars Core. Ooh. Ah! Erdek. Holy shit. That's a lot. How about this? We'll do all. Let's see. I wasn't a fan of Reclaimed Earth, to be honest. Really, Reclaimed Earth is actually my favorite one. Erdek. You're actually still stuck on Terrace Nabad. Yeah, I can do Terrace Nabad. I can do all three if you guys want me to. I'll do all three. How about that? I'll do all three. How about that? So we'll do Terrace. No, actually, here we'll start with Mars Core and then we'll go down. So we'll start with the easier one first. Still stuck there. I haven't really been playing the main campaign levels. In fact, I would say the Ancient Gods Part 2 wasn't really for me. That's understandable. You know, I get it. Alright, you boys ready? I got no hammer this time, boys. Hold on, third reclaimer, second Mars Core on one. Ah. We've seen this a million
The entrance
times.
to the BFG 10,000 is just across from this facility.
Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing.
BFG 10,000 is firing.
The power source of the BFG 10,000 should be of interest to you as well.
Okay, Sammy. Oh, okay. No problem, Lucille. You take care, dude.
Entered the facility.
Can't wait for Mars for Master. I know! I can't wait for it either.
Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember I don't have a hammer in this.
Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing.
Oh, there we go.
Warning. Slayer threat level at maximum. Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing.
Cool. Oh shit, 1 second. Fuck, my thing is dying. There we go. Let's see. Can't wait for Mars for Master. I need Urdak Master level, Crucible or Sentinel Hammer. I don't know. But I have the Crucible this time. Sentinel Hammer is funner and cooler than Crucible. Oh, absolutely. It's way fucking funner and better than the Crucible. Because the Crucible is dope, but man, you do not use it almost ever. You only use it at key moments, and that sucks.
BFG 10,000 is firing.
But I like the Crucible nonetheless.
Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing. 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 Warning. BFG 10,000 is firing.
They know you were trying to get in.
The schematics show a maintenance hatch on the bridge.
Alright, let's see. Manage the add an urgent shield for the Slayer to use the missiles, only main goal being the bullet for access to projectiles, which means in turn they can send more heavies towards us. Oh yeah, original Doom Service soundtrack is heavy metal, that better ancient soundtrack. This is way more funky, but Hammerson's theme is a horny jail. Horny jail! Oh god. Oh, there we go. He was kind of freaking out there for a second. I have no idea why.
use the facility escape pods to get down to the Mars core, but we have no way of reaching it from here.
Ah, I didn't have a jump. Damn, that's okay.
His return. This.
One neuron can stop the armies of hell.
That'll never get old. Oh, I thought they said they fixed the no target thing. Looks like they did not. Didn't want to deal with that shield guy, so I decided to freeze them. Alright. That face though. Oh man. I don't know. The whole music thing.
Access to surface gun
I
bridge
don't
granted.
know.
Manual loading initiated.
I don't know.
That is a weapon, not a teleporter.
Cannot skip. That's funny because I actually my roommate found this guy who literally is the other embodiment of Mick Gordon, and he recreated like other game songs in the fashion of Doom 2016 and Eternal, and oh boy. Like, he did Final Fantasy VII songs that sounded exactly like fucking Doom Eternal songs, and it blew my goddamn mind. I was like, wow, this sounds like Mick Gordon. What the fuck? What the fuck? Die when I tell you to die. That was really weird. I do not know how my shotgun was missing that tentacle. I guess the super shotgun has a tighter spread than I gave it credit for. And again, I am not using aim assist. I do not have my aim assist on. Probably kind of prove it to people so that way they know I'm not fucking crazy. Aim assist has been off this whole time. And it just shows potential in the Korean Alert OST. OMG, it's the armored tentacle. Arc complex is a lot. I don't hate the level. A lot of people do not like Arc Complex. I actually really enjoy Arc Complex, but it is definitely one of the more longer levels in the whole game. Let's see. It's long, it's boring as hell. The only thing good about it is the music. Says the person who likes the Dark Lord. Ha 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 ha. Says the person who likes the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord fight is an engaging boss fight that can be done within 10 minutes or less, whereas Arc Complex is a level that spans for way longer than it really should. See, Arc Complex is exhausting because there's so many different encounters. Dark Lord is exhausting because you're on the tip of your toes the whole time. I like that about him. Fun. No. You might be wondering, Justin, why didn't you do the Slayer Gate? Just because I want to get through these levels. I don't want to expand the length of these levels by doing the what's this? Because I could. Yeah, because that's totally the weapon I want. You have to also remember, Doomer, I have played a lot of Devil May Cry in my time. So bosses like the Dark Lord fight are something that you see in Devil May Cry. Very engaging and ultimately can end up being lengthy boss fights. Depending on the difficulty, of course. The easier the difficulty, the not as long boss fight as it is. I mean, that's in this fight. My god, for Daunting Must Die. God, that fight, that's a lengthy fight if you play it on Daunting Must Die. It takes about 3 minutes if you do it on, like, normal or hard, though. So crazy. Weird. Ah, fuck it. What? What? Man, you are one tanky fucking Doom Hunter. First he survives my 2 blood punches, and then a BFG doesn't even fucking kill him. Man, that Doom Hunter was on some mega crack or some shit. I have no idea. I don't get it. Also, I'm out of shotgun ammo. And BFG ammo. Oh.
The portal ahead will take you to Sentinel Prime, where the Hell Priest Dane is waiting.
He's the most boring thing in Doom Eternal. That is your opinion. And my opinion says that he is not. Our complex is 30 times longer than the Dark Lord fights. Yeah, it's 30. Yeah, 30 times. Time for Terrace the Bod! Let's do it! Terrace the Bod time. Get more hammer. I think Doomer's elitism is showing. Nah, not elitism. Would you guys say I'm an elitist? Like, be genuinely honest with me. Do you guys think I'm an elitist? Because I just love this game. DMC is really the basis of what's really kind of shaped how I feel about this game. It really is. Like, I am a not perfectionist, but like DMC is like a high skill, high reward kind of game. Like extremely high skill, high reward game. And Doom, not to the degree of DMC, of course, the two fucking completely different games. But it's got that like combo style like feel that I love so fucking much from Devil May Cry that it just shaped me how I am. Which is tedious in that boss. Also, you can just run around you with a shield, get health back, hit you again, and more health back, and look at his full health while you were trying to deal with the summons. I mean, to be fair, you're trying to get better in a single-player game. Who the fuck cares if you become better in a single-player game? Honestly, yeah.
Your crucible is still embedded.
Oh, because like one of the... From my understanding, one of the...
First weapon.
Okay, Sammy, as much as I really enjoy you, I'm just gonna turn you off, because... Yeah. Okay. Shut up, Sammy. No, but one of the biggest things about elitism, I've noticed, is that it's mostly players who play on higher difficulties who do not at all regard other players whatsoever, which is really dumb. My whole stance on it is that I'm a person who encourages people to get better, because that's how DMC shaped me as a person, or when it comes to like being really good. Devil May Cry 1 in particular, because when I played DMC 1, the whole basis was that the first two missions you play are like simple to understand, and then you fight Phantom, who is just designed to kick your ass so goddamn hard. And that's just kind of how I saw it, you know. I saw it as that. I saw it as the game is supposed to kick your ass to make you a better player, and I want to continue that kind of concept. Is that it's not that like, you know, when I say, oh, you can do it, you know, you have to make sure you have to, you know, focus on what he's doing. You have to be looking at all the attacks he does. You have to be observant and all that. When I say stuff like that, I'm not saying it to be a dick and questioning your intelligence. It's that, hey, in order to really understand how this game's mechanics work, you have to pay attention. You have to keep an eye out. And I think that's where a lot of that elitism worry gets from, is that I feel like a lot of people get offended when you tell them that, hey, you just need to pay attention, you need to kind of read the boss and all that stuff. And it's like, no, it's just teaching. It's not trying to be a dick. It's saying, hey, look, if you take the time to really understand this boss fight or this game's mechanics, you'll end up figuring out that there's a pattern to everything. And that's how Devil May Cry works as a game, is that there's a pattern to pretty much every single aspect of the game. And once you understand that pattern and learn it to the T, and you learn your own combat patterns, you can become a much better player because of that. Actually, yeah, I don't think so. Wow, that was rather quick. That was probably the quickest I've ever done that arena. But yeah, that's my whole thing on elitism, is that I see elitism not as like saying fuck players who play Doom casually. I don't say that, because we all started at that point. And if you just play Doom to have fun, then yeah, like, play Doom to have fun. But if you want to play Doom and you do want to get some semblance of skill in there, and you do want to kind of learn how to be a better Doom player, or just a game player in general when it comes to that game, then yeah, you're gonna need to kind of be told that you need to do better on some stuff. You need to pay attention. You need to, you know, look at certain aspects of the game differently than you would if you're playing it casually. Like, it's not a way of saying you're stupid. it's a way of saying, hey, if you want to get this good, you have to practice, you have to learn, you have to let a boss beat on you for a little bit, because you're not going to be able to understand it your first time through. Like, a good example is when I fought the Dark Lord. When I fought the Dark Lord, that fight took me all about 50 minutes. It was a long fucking boss fight, and it was exhausting. But now, I've taken the time to practice him, understand him, I can get him done in roughly 10 minutes. Hell, if I practice it even more, I can probably get him done even in less time. Not doing really well with Doom Hunters lately. I don't know what it is. I'm just allowing them to beat on me, and that's not good. It's very bad. Oh, it's one of the reasons why you see me when I play like arcade mode and you see me like restart over and over and over again. It's just because like I'm a person who loves to do good. But yes, alright, let me read the comments real quick. Then you walk up to him with your hammer, hope he does a screen eye attack, which happens 99% of the time, unless you don't have a hammer or you're looking away from him. How's my elitism showing? I never really played any hard games. Really, the last one I did, I was challenged with SpongeBob the movie game. And that was my first ever game I touched and played constantly. Tell me, didn't show my elitism showing. That was a weird meat hook. The Dark Lord, oh, I did? Oh, whoops. Let's see. The Dark Lord isn't even that hard. I never die on him. He's just in his final 2 phases. It's boring. I mean, yeah, it's not... A boss doesn't have to be good if you can't die to him. That doesn't make him a bad boss fight. I mean, hell, not Din, but... Hell, Dimmer, you should see what Hugo has to say about it. They wanted to make that boss way more than they did. But they only had 5 months to really work on that game. Or, not that game, but that DLC. And do I feel like they should have saved him for another game? Absolutely. Like, they really should not have put him in a DLC. They really should have just waited for, wait, what the fuck? I don't remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they should have really waited for another game. But see, a boss fight takes a long time to develop, and, you know, judging by what I've experienced with Snapmap, not a real game developing tool, but... You know, I kind of understand why the boss is the way he is because of the fact that, yes, he may be boring, but, man, you have to give him credit. He's really good for 5 months of work. Like, they did a... I don't know when they started working on his fight, but they did a really good fucking job with him for the amount of time they put into the DLC. A lot of people say the DLC was rushed as well. I personally don't get that feeling whatsoever. Like, the Dark Lord definitely can give off that vibe, but it's really just because, like, if they were to work on it for a year, then yeah, he would be much more. But I feel like what we were given is good enough. But that doesn't mean that I still feel like they should have kept him for his own game. I really feel like they should have. I don't feel like the Dark Lord should have been the whole boss fight. And it is really weird, like, where is Doom gonna go now since we've killed the Dark Lord, and apparently this is the end of this saga. Oh, okay. There goes Doom being fucking weird again. Thank you, Doom. I am doing very poorly. That's the thing, man. Terrace Nabad, I have the worst luck on. There's just something about this level that does not click with me. Terrace Nabad is weirdly like one of the hardest levels in all of Doom Eternal, and it's just because the weird inconsistencies really show on this level. There we go. Oh, I just realized I had 3/5. That's Prowler. You see what I mean? Like, if that isn't proof enough in the pudding, I don't know what is. I don't know what else is there to that, but if that isn't proof enough that this game is being really fucking weird right now, then call me crazy. Hey, Joseph Hayes! What's up, man? How you doing today? But everything he does is RNG. It's completely random if he will do an attack or not. The mod troopers die when you walk up to them with a shield mod, and you don't even have to shoot, just walk up to them and they die. Oh yeah, no. No, they are the soldiers suck. They're terribly designed. It says in the name, Terrace Sobad. I will say though that no other boss fight is more RNG than Samor. Samor is just fucking such a weirdly balanced boss fight. I really feel like he should have been his own level. Like, honestly. Like, the fact that you have to fight that after you do all of what the whole does. I mean, even Hugo himself has said that. He's like, yeah, the Seraphim fight is pretty fucking gnarly. And the fact that you have to fight that guy right after all that shit you do in the hole. I'm really happy that Hugo himself kind of feels the way I do about the Seraphim fight. Is that if the Seraphim was his own level like the Dark Lord was, then ultimately it would have been a way better boss fight, because you can sit there and practice that boss over and over and over and over again until you get him to a T. Whereas in the normal DLC, you can't do that. You have to get to him first, like exhausting yourself through all of that horse shit. Which I do like the hole in general. It is a really awesome level. And I love the difficulty curve it throws at you. But yeah, like I really feel like Samor should have gotten his own level, because I feel like that would have helped how I feel about him personally. Kind of like how they did the Dark Lord fight, because I don't think I would like to fight the Dark Lord fight after doing Amora. I mean, Amora is objectively not as difficult as the hole. Like, way not as difficult, but, you know, imagine fighting the Dark Lord after you do the hole, you know? There's still some encounters in Gamora that can be really nuts, so I'm really thankful the Dark Lord got his own level, because they at least knew, yeah, you have to give him credit, they at least knew that he was going to be a pretty nuts boss fight, so you know what they did? They decided, hey, let's give him his own level. So that way players can not feel so overwhelmed of having to go through Amora and then having to deal with the Dark Lord fight. I feel like that's a good game design decision that they made. Is it? I feel like that really helped out. Because you can take the time to just focus that boss on that one level, and you can do it on your own time. Whereas some more, you can't do that. That's also why I'm happy the Gladiator has his own level. Because he's a very intensive and difficult boss to understand. So having to fight through a bunch of demons and then fight him would have been really nuts. Because ultimately, besides the DLC of course, the Gladiator is the hardest boss in the base campaign. There we go now, just about the Rad Shield and Snapmap are done tomorrow. I'll focus on Armor Bearer. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Fiery Zen, what's up, man? 1 Calm Maker, 2 Seraphim, 3 Gladiator, 4 Icon of Sin, the Trials of Malagog. Oh yeah, the Trials of Malagog. Yeah, I would consider that as a boss fight. I would. But yeah, I'm not saying that you should like the Dark Lord. You know, it's what I knew when I fought that guy. I knew people were going to fucking hate the Dark Lord, and people do. And I was like, well, I was right. I don't hate him, but man, I definitely know people will. And it looks like Hugo himself knew that too. He's like, you know, we are really proud of this boss fight. I'd be proud of it too. And he's like, I know people aren't going to like. I know not a lot of people are going to like it, and that's okay. That's okay. No one is really in the wrong, honestly. That's the biggest issue here, is that whether you like the Dark Lord or you don't, no one is wrong. If you like him, you're not wrong. If you don't like him, you're not wrong. Yeah. No target is fixed, huh? Yeah, no targets fix my ass. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Okay. Also, can we get the meat hook to be a bit more accurate as well, please? Because, god damn it, it is not accurate at all. The meat hook infuriates me more than any other mechanic in this whole game. I'm not kidding, by the way, when I say that. It really is the most infuriating mechanic of this whole game. Like, I love the meat hook, but god damn it, is it not perfect. Like, I really feel like they need to do stuff. And I'm surprised a lot of people don't... I'm surprised a lot of people don't share the same enthusiasm I do with the, with the meat hook. It's shocking to me that a lot of people don't even bring up any of the weird meat happens. Like, I feel like, am I crazy? Like, am I crazy? Because, man, I feel like we addressed, but no one is addressing it. Like, now that is a real problem. It's like, what punch in chainsaw? Yes, that works, but the chainsaw doesn't seem like they even fixed it. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like they did. I still run into situations where, like, I'll use the chainsaw in the direction of a particular enemy, and it doesn't do anything. And it's like, well, you said you fixed it, but you didn't fix it. At least it doesn't feel like you fixed it. If you did fix it, then I feel like you should probably make it a bit more powerful, because I don't fucking feel it. That is the biggest issue with that. That's not the guy I wanted to feel, but okay. Is the best thing ever, but it's glitchy as fuck. That's the problem, is that it is the best thing ever, but it's glitchy. do agree with you. They should have done his own level, or they should have had a boss practice mode where you fight a boss in your full arsenal. Honestly, yeah, they really should have. I like him a lot more if he attacked more often. I haven't heard the tutorial lies about Dark Lord to make him seem hard, but I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. That does seem a little weird. Arch Marauder time. But yeah, like that's why I feel like they did the Dark Lord as good as they could have done for the time they were given. Is that they made him his own level, and I really feel like they should have done that with the Seraphim, because yeah, one of the biggest reasons why I don't like the Seraphim fight is that you have to fight him after all of that horse shit after the halt. And after seeing how they did the Dark Lord, it's like, wow, they really should have done that same thing with the Seraphim, because goddamn, it is annoying. Well, it looks like they have nerfed the... Well, they did. They nerfed the Bloodmaker, which was the biggest issue I had with the Seraphim fight, was that the Bloodmaker just made that level almost impossible to not die at least once. And that was my biggest issue, was that it wasn't that it was too hard, it was that, like, it's to the point where having a no-death run is literally almost impossible to do on that boss fight, just because the Bloodmakers are so aggressive and they can go anywhere you can go. So even if you do stand up on the rafters, they'll still jump up and slam down on you and do like literally like 150 damage. And to me, that is not good boss design when your boss mostly just kind of focuses only on the enemies. Like the Icon of Sin does that, but it does it in a way that is balanced, you know? Because it's the Icon of Sin, you're supposed to be fighting a shit ton of enemies and the boss at the same time, and they have a good balance between the two. Whereas the Seraphim fight, you're not really fighting the Seraphim most of the time. Most of the time, you're just only fighting enemies, and when you throw a Bloodmaker in there, it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? And then on top of that, the lasers and the eyeballs with the Bloodmaker and 2 possessed demons, it's like, it's too much. It's not good boss. That is not good boss design. That's the problem when you're making a boss fight like that, is that you have to balance it out, and they did not do a good job of balancing it with the Seraphim. But hearing that the Bloodmaker, or knowing that the Bloodmaker got nerfed, I'd imagine the boss fight is nowhere near as bad, but I still imagine it is going to be a pain in the ass either way. And that's the one thing I'm scared of, because it's like, man, I don't even know if this change even really fix the problems I had with this boss fight. Ah, cool. You know, the Seraphim fight, you can do them without dying, and if you really do sit down and learn how he works, you can do it. It's not impossible, but god damn it, it's way too overwhelming. Someone might think the exact opposite, and that's okay. Because I'm not right, and I'm not wrong. And that's kind of the subjective thing about these boss fights in general, or just anything that's part of the game. For the Seraphim fight, I have done them before multiple times, and I have had runs that went so well that I'm like, wow, this boss isn't as bad as I thought. And then I'll play him the next day, and then completely just wipes my ass, and it's just like, well then, I take back everything I say about this boss, and then I go up to him and I beat him the next day, and it's fucking great. I'm like, wow, this boss isn't as bad as I thought. And then it's like this rinse and repeat cycle where it's just one day I'll do fucking great, and then the other day I'll do fucking terrible. And that's because he is very RNG based, and RNG based bosses are not consistent, and That is kind of what makes RNG-based bosses very interesting, is that every time you do fight them, it's very different. Hell, Mundus is like that in Devil May Cry 1. He is a very, very RNG-based boss. Like, he will not do the same attack that you think he will on a loop. He will do random different attacks and combine them in different ways that will catch you off guard. And I'm terrible at Doom Eternal. Thank you everyone for watching. No, like, the spirit, the Seraphim is almost like that, to a certain degree. But the thing about Devil May Cry is that you're facing off against one boss. You're not having to fight multiple enemies at once. And that's kind of where that overwhelming sense kind of comes from. Is that you're having to deal with, like, multiple different threats of enemies at once, and that's where the balance of the mode can feel very, very hindered. Seraphim is just an interesting boss fight to me in general, because even though, yes, I do hate him, he does fascinate me a little bit, because it's like, wow, he really is the most unpredictable boss in all of Doom Eternal. Like, all the other bosses have some sort of predictability to them, whereas the Seraphim fight does not. It can go bad, it can go good. You really don't have a lot of the tools at your disposal. Oh! Hey! There we go. Alright, let me read the comments. Alright, let's see. Erdak time? Nah, I'm not doing full TAG2 playthrough. Use the run that slows down time. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that you can use that, but that doesn't really change much. You really only use that for the Bloodmaker, and you also have to remember that there's pillars that there's pillars that come up against you and whatnot, and you're having to deal with multiple enemies at once, and you're having to deal with the timing of the Bloodmaker. You're also having to check your surroundings for eyeballs, for later, then you have to check your surroundings for the spirits and all that kind of stuff. Like, yes, when you put it in that regard, yes, like, that definitely does make it easier. And it does, you know, because it allows you to kind of get a breather. But at the same time, it doesn't change much because the positioning of the Bloodmaker can differ, the positioning of the spirits can differ, the timing of use of the Seraphim spawning the lasers and the eyeballs can differ. There's so many timed events a part of it that it's difficult to maintain a certain pattern. That's why that boss is so difficult, is that there's almost no pattern to anything. It's like anything goes, essentially, and you just kind of have to deal with it as it comes. That's what makes that boss so difficult, is that he is the one boss that has little to no pattern to him whatsoever, so he's extremely difficult to know when or where something is going to happen. And that's exactly how Mundus is in DMC1, is that anything can happen. Actually, most of the time when you're fighting the Dark Lord, you're not fighting him, you're fighting the enemies. But in the Seraphim fight, you're fighting him most of the time, and you're also fighting spirits, except for that one phase of Cacodemons. I don't know why that is there. Wait, are you saying the Seraphim is RNG based? Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely RNG based. Spawns in the eyeballs and reaches about half health, and when he reaches that point next time it'll teleport, he spawns them in. I'm saying he's RNG based by the way how his fight can go. Because the Dark Lord fight, you can consistently beat him without dying, whereas the Seraphim you cannot. You cannot beat the Seraphim consistently over and over and over again without dying. You are going to at least die once or twice. plays this game like you would not believe. RNG doesn't necessarily mean it is a bad boss fight. Like I said, Moongus is one of my favorite final bosses in gaming history, and he is totally RNG based. Where's the Marauder? Ah, there he is. Oh. Oh no, he is. He is more RNG than the Seraphim. But see, the Dark Lord is easy to understand, because you're facing off against really just one guy at a time. Whereas the Seraphim, there's a million things going on at once, and it's so difficult to focus on one thing. Whereas the Dark Lord fight, you can focus on practically one thing at a time. You can't do that with the Seraphim. Yes, because Dark Lord, absolutely RNG. 100%. But he feels like a more one-on-one fight than he does a one-on-everything fight. Gladiator is the same way. So even though he will spawn enemies, he still feels like a one-on-one fight. It's one of the reasons why I like him so much. Gladiator is really one of my all-time favorite bosses. Then you run out of BFG and Hammer and you have to fight those tyrants and others. Honestly, it's not that bad, because if you prepare yourself with the Hammer, you can just wipe them all out on one go. Yeah, because Phase 4 and Phase 5, you definitely have to be a lot more alert. And I also found out there is a timing for it, essentially. There is a certain amount of time he does that, because after you kill him, you get about a quick chance to get your hammer back and then be able to get a couple hits on him. And then after you get that one hit on him, then you have to prepare yourself for, okay, alright, Weapon Wheel, thank you for what the fuck? I pulled out the plasma rifle and I pulled out the fucking chain gun? What? Alright, cool. Nice, dude. But yeah, that's the thing, is that the Dark Lord fight gives you tools to beat him, whereas the Seraphim does not. The Seraphim, it's like, free game for everyone! Like, if the Bloodmaker dropped health and ammo like the normal Maker drones did, I don't think I'd have as much problem with the Seraphim fight as I do normally. Oh. Oh. Yeah, if the Bloodmakers did that, then, oh boy, that would balance that fight out so much more. Yeah, spawning those those enemies 3 times in a row, we're gonna take 5 minutes for up to spawn in those enemies. Everything he does is RNG. That's why Zombie exists, and the Soul Sphere. Yeah, but you use that Soul Sphere, you're fucked. Because you have 2 other because he also has 4 phases. And the last 2 phases are ultimately the worst part of the fight. Because you use that Soul Sphere, you're practically fucked. Because yeah, there's those zombies, but by the time you get to those zombies, you'll already have that Pain Elemental, that Dread Knight, and that Bloodmaker on your ass. Because yeah, they spawn. They do spawn, and they do help. But man, they're just not enough. Because one hit from any of those big buff enemies, especially the Bloodmaker, it's one of the reasons why I don't like the Bloodmaker. One hit from a Bloodmaker does about 80 to 100 damage, probably more on Nightmare. And I'm not saying it's not supposed to do a lot of damage, but one of the biggest issues I have with the Bloodmaker's attacks is that it slows you down to a fucking halt. And what happens when you get slowed down to a halt? The other enemies come in and ram your asshole, dealing extra damage because they are possessed. Meaning that if you get hit by a Bloodmaker, that's it. Especially in that boss fight. You would be lucky not to die. I pulled it off. It's possible to not get hit after a hit of a Bloodmaker, but oh boy, when they do hit you, you're practically better off just restarting at that point, honestly. That's why I'm really happy they increased their window, because Jesus Christ. That's the biggest issue I have with the Bloodmaker, is the slowdown effect. If they did not have that, I don't think I would hate that boss as much as I do. What the fuck is going on? Alright, it's supposed to be done. You know what? Fuck it. Head. Whoa. It's very easy to avoid picking up the Soul Sphere into the front phase, and even then I don't pick it up all the time. I pulled the Seraphim so many times without dying on top that I can do Ultra Nightmare again. Oh, I've done it too. I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I just don't like that fight. I feel like there's way too much going on. I feel like there's not enough Seraphim in that fight, because you really only fight them, what, twice in those 5 phases? Yeah. You fight them the first phase, and then you don't fight them again for the 4th phase. That boss is not a boss fight, it's a glorified wave event, or survival event. And that's kind of the biggest thing I don't like about it, is that there's not enough boss in that boss fight. Like, I feel like they relied too heavily on the enemies to make it just hard. I feel like they could have done a lot better with that. But it definitely is one of the more intricate boss designs in the whole game. That I will not disagree with, because it really is a very intricate boss fight. But it is, let's be honest, it's more of a wave event, or survival event, than it is a boss fight. Like, you can't tell me that boss is not just a glorified survival event, because it is. Since I should know, since I've made bosses just like that. Terragrithius, for example, is a glorified survival event. See, the thing about that, though, Doomer, is that you're constantly attacking him regardless. Whereas the Seraphim, you only fight him during the first 2 phases, and the Dark Lord, you're fighting him constantly through every single phase. Yes, you're not attacking him a lot, but that's like saying you're not fighting the Marauder because every time the Marauder shows up, you're just deflecting him. That's like saying you're not fighting the... Yeah, that's basically saying you're not actually fighting the Marauder, you're just shooting him when his eyes flash green and stunning him. That's like saying that, and it's just not true. You are fighting him. Then that would mean the Marauder is not an enemy encounter. That would mean you're not actually fighting the Marauder. The 2 times you fight him are easily some of the longest phases, at least for me. The Dark Lord? I will say this though, I don't feel like they needed to increase his health in phase 4 and 5 for the Dark Lord fight. I don't feel like they needed to do that. I felt like it was just fine the way it was. Well, that's because he's a small enemy, and the Dark Lord is a boss fight, so he's going to be an exaggerated Marauder. And put your mindset that it's a Marauder and it's a boss fight. You can't just have a boss that allows you to just fucking go nuts and kill him over and over and over again that quickly. You can't have that. That's kind of what the Dark Lord... Oh no, the Seraphim. Yeah, I would agree with that too. The last 2... The first 2 phases for the Seraphim fight are easily like some of the longest because you really have to be careful about what you're doing. And then that 3rd phase is like just weird. I don't know why that's in the fight. I mean, it's a cool phase, the 3rd phase of the Seraphim, but it's just kind of, it just feels weirdly out of place. That's why I say it's like a glorified survival event. Is that there's just a lot of stuff in that fight that just is more toned to like a survival encounter than it is an actual boss. Whoa, lock on, glitching out there, bud. I love this boss fight. And done. Woo! There's a mod that makes it more aggressive and reaction to this attack. I wish I had that. Now, hopefully at some point maybe they'll consider changing him like that. Oh yeah. What's it like outside? Oh yeah, I'm definitely going for a bike ride today. Absolutely. Whew. Yeah, like, I hope, you know, Doomer, by the way, I hope that, I hope you don't think of me trying to come at you when I'm talking about this boss fight, because this, to me, this is just 2 guys expressing their different opinions about a certain boss fight. Like, I hope you don't get that feeling like I'm trying to come at you or anything like that. Like, please don't get that thing, because, you know, this is kind of the stuff that I like to talk about. It's talking to each other and understanding how certain things work, you know, and kind of like sharing ideas and trying to explain how certain stuff happens the way they do. You know, I hope Hope you understand that. No, I don't. Well, okay. That's good. That's good to know. Because, yeah, like, you know, I'm not trying to, I hope, yeah, that's kind of what I'm just saying. So, like, thankfully, you don't feel that way. Because, yeah, like, I get it, you know? Dark Lord, he's a piece of shit. Seraphim, he's a piece of shit. They're both pieces of shit. Can we agree on that? They're both pieces of shit. Because, yeah, like, when I fight the Dark Lord, yeah, I enjoy him, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't give me trouble, because he does. Oh yeah, yesterday he killed me. He killed me because he spawned all those, like, big dudes, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a hammer on me. And guess what happened? I died. But it's also nice to know that Hugo himself has said that he wished he was more, but I think it's really understandable that he isn't more just because it's a DLC and they weren't really able to go all out with it. But at the same time, I feel personally what they really should have done with the Dark Lord is I really feel like they should have made that whole Dark Lord arc its own game. I feel like that would have been such a better idea. It's funny that the rest of DLC 2 is too easy because of the hammer, yet Final Battle is balanced for it. Oh yeah, Final Battle is like really balanced for it. It's kind of the way I feel about the Crucible in the Final Sin level, is that they throw a bunch of Crucible ammo because it's like, hey, this fight's gonna take a little while and we're gonna send everything after you, so here's a bunch of Crucible ammo that respawns so you can just kind of have fun with it. That's kind of the feeling I get with the hammer, is that you just kind of are allowed to use the hammer at your own will. You glory kill demons to get the hammer back. He sent the dogs out to give you the hammer and whatnot. Every time you end a phase, you start with the hammer. You should be able to counter him when he does his other attack, and you should not be able to get health back. If he attacks you, the health thing. Wait, hold on. Let me read that again. Just make sure. When he does his other attack, and if they don't do that, you should not be able to get health back if he attacks you with the attack or if you attack him. I don't think you should get health back unless he's doing a shield rush attack. Yeah, I will say this. I definitely do feel like it is bullshit. Like when he hits you, give him health back because he's supposed to be a slayer, and that's also what I'm trying to get through, is that he is designed to be the slayer. So him getting health is understandable because guess what? Virgil in Devil May Cry, he also gets to use Devil Trigger. Guess what you can do with Devil Trigger? He can heal just like you can. It wouldn't be fair if the main antagonist, who is your other half, could not heal his wounds with Devil Trigger, just because that just makes canonical sense. And that's kind of the same thing with the Dark Lord, is that if he hits you, he should get health back. I don't think he should get health back if you shoot him when he doesn't blink. I don't believe in that, especially how much he gets back. He gets a fuck ton back if you shoot him when he doesn't flash his eyes green. But yeah, that I can totally get behind. If he attacks you, if he hits you, or if he shield bashes you, give him health back. Give him a pretty good significant amount of health back. But you shouldn't punish the player for, you know, shooting preemptively just because he doesn't do his flash screen and he pulls his shield down. You shouldn't punish the player for that. I really feel like you shouldn't. Boom, this is a slayer who can take from you. Exactly, and that's it makes sense. It makes sense for the fight that he can take health back away from you, just as you can take health away from him. It's a very back and forth fight. But yeah, there are things about the Dark Lord fight that definitely need to be fixed. And one of them is definitely, like, if you shoot him when he doesn't flash his eyes green, yeah, yeah, exactly. He gets way too much HP for that. That I can absolutely 100% get behind. That I can definitely agree with you on that completely, because yeah, it is bullshit. The fact that you get punished for shooting him when he doesn't flash his eyes green, yeah, it's not good. That should not happen whatsoever. Now I kind of want to fight the Dark Lord because we're talking about him. I'm gonna fucking fight him for the end of the stream. But yeah, that absolutely don't punish the player for that. Do not do it. Like, even when he hurts you, you only get it when you hurt him. Exactly. Like, I can 100% agree with you guys on that. And he definitely isn't, and he definitely is not super aggressive, but that doesn't mean that he's not constantly attacking you. Because he is. He is shooting those grenades, shooting those fucking things at you. But yeah, you have to get close to him. It's personal. You have to get right up in there. That's why I feel like you should have like a lunge spear attack or something. Where he takes a sword and it like goes all the way to where you are. Kind of like the shield bash, but with the sword. And he'll flash his eye screen all the way at the other end, and he'll charge it, and if you shoot him, you'll knock him back. There we go. I will bathe in your blood. Yeah, like that. That's also a problem the Marauder has, though, and that needs to be fixed drastically, because the Marauder has that same glitch where you shoot him when his eyes flash green, and he doesn't flinch. That is also a problem the Marauder has, and they have yet to fix that. That's the biggest issue with the eyes flash green mechanic, is that it doesn't always do what it tells you to do, essentially. Like, it doesn't always follow its logic, and that's one thing I definitely understand to be very infuriating. Yeah, I have that problem with it too, and he does it. He doesn't do it as often as the Marauder does it, but yeah, like he just did it again right there. Like, yeah, that needs to be fixed so fucking badly. The Marauder has that same issue. That time I did miss. That time I 100% missed him. Okay. There we go. Okay, back in the groove. You gotta keep an eye on my bluff punches, because I'm doing a really bad job of not making sure I have bluff punches. I need bluff punches to really take his health down. Make sure I'm at a good amount of health. Make sure I am safe. Alright. Probably gonna spawn dogs here in a second. Yep. perfect placement. Bam. Alright. Alright. Another one. Another one. Let's get those dogs. Okay. Nice. Nice. Alright. Alright. So he's not gonna do that for a while. So I gotta be quick. Alright. So you should spawn his dog in a second now. Alright. Blood punches. Get our things back. Okay. It's okay. The shield doesn't take away too much of his health. What's up? What's up? Quarters? You need me to put something? Would you like me to do that? I'm not busy. Yeah. Yeah, I can do it. Here. Ugh.
That's $100 right there.
That's $100. Is there more? Here.
That's another $100.
Okay.
That one's overflowing.
That one's overflowing. Okay. Ugh. I can definitely see that.
Did they start to fall?
Just two.
Yeah, I can say those
Okay.
are overflowing.
Give me the other one.
That's 75.
75
That's $275 in quarters.
in total, huh?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's a lot.
So remember that, $275 in quarters. Back there.
Ugh. You got it.
Only you and me know about them.
I'm live, so
Oh.
we have secret.
Well,
we have a
no,
secret
no.
stash of quarters.
I'm with them.
Damn. All right. Comes it? Okay. All right. Well, what? Oh, don't be sorry. I don't take this seriously, so it's fine. Yeah, you're not bothering me at all. The hell was screaming. Honestly, like, I really just do this just because it's a hobby. I don't really take it seriously. I used to, but man, not anymore. Fuck taking it seriously. Alright. Don't want to get too close. He will rain down hell upon me. Alright. Time to get our blood punches back. Luckily the shield bash doesn't give him too much health back. I'd be a lot more upset if it did that, because sometimes that shield bash can definitely just hit you for no reason. I gotta get my blood punches back anyway. Alright. blood punches. Die, bud. Wow, I'm surprised that rocket detonation didn't, Alright. Alright. Yeah, see, they're not that hard to deal with. Oh, it looks like he got all his life back somehow. I don't know how that happened. And boss fight. Took a little bit longer than I wanted it to, but there you go. Woo. I also found out a good strategy, and if you want to try this, it's really good to start doing it on phase 2. A good strategy is to get 2 glory kills to get the hammer, and then when he spawns the dog, use the hammer on the dogs to get some of your ammo back. And you can do that for the whole phase because they'll give you the hammer back regardless. So that's a great way to use it. I actually haven't been incorporating that into the fight, but I really need to do that more because I really feel like that would be great. Yeah, maybe no fast. That's definitely not my fastest. I did have a couple hiccups there, but yeah. Whatever it looks like it is. I'd like to go up with chain gun so I can block any health you can get back and not take damage, and then when you're stunned, use the full auto mod instead of being his PP. Keeping his chest or a robot soon. All things considered, I think it's a good final boss, great even, but things like know how to skip phase, egg glitch, OGG glitches, and lore-wise, I love it. Or no glory, her animation when phase ends. It legit threw me off when I first time missed him when I forgot how many bars he had. I didn't know you could use hammer on him, so it took me 3.5 hours to beat him, I should say. When you hit your hammer when he's not attacking you, that's why I thought you couldn't use it all on him. Here's my pro strategy. What I personally like to do is go up to him with a chain gun so I can block any health he can get back and not take damage, and when he's stunned, use the full auto mod to do his people. Oh, so if you so if you use the... Wait. Does the shield actually block his hit? Does it? I feel like that's an attack that would go through the shield, because there's some attacks that will go through your shield regardless if you have it up. Is that an attack that can, that doesn't go through the shield? His sword? Am I crazy? Galaxy of Hammer 2, but not the big demon spawn. Yes, only AoE attacks go through your shield. Dope. Nice. Well, I'll have to try that strategy then, because that sounds really good. You can only get health back if you shoot him. The only thing though is that you can't have your shield up forever, so you have to space it. Oh, okay, well.